Hello, I'm Zoe, and welcome to another episode of Dress Up Dispatch. Today I'm going to be talking about the New Year's update, kind of. I know it's a bit late since we're well into January now, but there was a lot of mini updates I wanted to comment on individually, so that's why this is late. So how this is going to go is I'm going to talk about New Year's updates in the past, or the ones I can remember, off the top of my head, and compare them to the update we had this year, but technically last year. Then I'm going to talk about my 2026 predictions, which I've already posted, but I'll clarify them even deeper. If you just want to know about my predictions, I have a full video which is 6 minutes, and also a summarized version on my TikTok and on YouTube. Two have already come true already, which is crazy. Then after the predictions, I'm probably going to talk about what I'm planning to do on the channel this year, because I realized I need to reshift my focus, especially regarding my Royal High lore videos and Shards of Harmony, which is my Royal High roleplay. So first things first, I really did like the update this year. It felt like exactly what type of level a New Year's update has to be. Since New Year's isn't really a big holiday, I know that's a crazy thing to say, but be so real, you feel no different the second it turns midnight. So I appreciate that it was quite a short-lived update. The most memorable update is probably from 2019, or must have been 18. I don't know, it's either, but it was 2 years in a row when they added a New Year's round, which I don't actually remember the name of, I'm sorry, and added the free set. You had to do quests for the set. Midnight Popstar Strike. I don't remember the order of that, but it was something like that. Anyways, that was a free set, which you can no longer get, but because it happened 2 years in a row, it had very low value on Trader and stuff, and most people had it because it was free. But the first year, I didn't get the heals because it was so hard. There was one bag I couldn't find. And if you weren't there for those updates, basically there was a bunch of quests, which means I have basically 2 of the set, but only 1 heal. That was embarrassing for me. That was such a big update when it came out that, it set the expectations for New Year's updates pretty high. Because after they repeated that update twice, they never had a New Year's update ever again that I can remember. It's it's not that deep. They don't have to do a New Year's update considering it's a 2-day thing, New Year's Eve, New Year's, then it's the New Year. So it's not practical to make a whole update for a few days. One New Year's, I don't remember the year, I haven't really done any research for this podcast, I'm just trying to remember. They added partying to the apartments, which was great at the time, ordering pizza and inviting people around. It was good, and I'm pretty sure every year they've given us a New Year's party hat or accessory. So, it's not we've got nothing. But this year / last year, okay, the 2025 New Year's update, probably the best one. Hear me out. I know it wasn't as extravagant as the 2019 one, but I feel it was a perfect level. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little, and it actually had the theme of New Year's. Because with the addition of the ballroom, there's now a party space where all the people, so it just makes sense because on New Year's people have parties. I actually don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to say. But I really liked how they had all the clocks for all the time zones. Well, I'm not sure if they had all the time zones. Basically, if you weren't there for the update, there was a bunch of clocks on the walls with multiple time zones, and every time it turned midnight, you'd get a badge for the first time. I don't know what to say, it was just kind of vibes, because I remember waiting for midnight and it kind of felt brought together as a community. And I don't really mean I feel attached to the other people and stuff, not really. It was just kind of cool to see everyone together saying Happy New Year's, and also it kind of sets the expectation at a good level. Now people will probably be expecting the same thing with the addition of a few accessories. Because realistically, they don't have to do a new thing every New Year, because they gave us the first phase of Everfriend very early. There was a bunch of updates in January, so there really doesn't need to be a big update in between Christmas and Everfriend, Glitterfrost and Everfriend. It's just a bit unnecessary, and it seems like a lot of work for the devs. I know nothing that I've said is extremely profound or anything. It's just that I've been sitting on this podcast for a while. I don't actually remember the update in that much detail, and there won't really be many Reddit posts or tweets that I will be able to find on this, so I'm just gonna have to yap the whole time. So we got 2 items for New Year's, as well as the treasure chest items, which I may as well talk about since I made the Glitterfrost update before the treasure hunt ended. So for New Year we got the Rave Party glow hands, which I honestly thought we had those before. I think that's a good like addition, especially if you're going in the ballroom. Unfortunately it's not an all year round thing. So, and I was a bit disappointed at the lack of things you could actually do in the ballroom. Like it would have been good if they had the dance mini game that they had in the Campus 2 ball, and then they could like give it a similar system to the Tidy Textbook mini game, where every like 30 minutes you can do it to get XP and like have a high scoreboard and everything. Because I don't know, that idea just came to me, and it would make the ballroom make a lot more sense. Anyways, there's 4 toggles on this, which is crazy. There's a lot of variety you can do with that. There's also the New Year's 2026 Star Boppers, which are probably my favourite like New Year's hat, because it's cute. That's basically it. Like, it's little stars going out the head. I've never worn any of these things though, but I do have like I have a star theme to my outfit, so it does match quite nicely. Now onto the treasure hunt prizes. So there's the treasure tracker chest. It has a lot of toggles. You can hold it, put like under your arm and stuff, which is still holding it. I don't know why I said that was different. But I think it's really cool that we can hold the chests, because the chests are quite aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, it would be interesting for the certain roleplays, I guess. Like personally, I was okay with the prizes. People were saying it wasn't enough, but everyone really disliked the update because they didn't get the advent calendar. Well, we didn't get it last year, and we got 4 glitter frost sets, including mermaid one. So like, get a grip. Like, we got so many new items that it outweighs an advent calendar, and people are acting like we're suddenly like owed so much prizes, and because we worked so hard to find those treasure chests. Like, it wasn't that hard. The treasure hunt, like 3 prizes is fine, and we got money as well. Like, it really wasn't that bad. Then there's the Merry Marching Band wand key. Also, you didn't even have to find all of the chests to get the prizes, so like, you need to stop being entitled. That's what I'm gonna say. So I didn't actually realize that was part of the Merry Marching Band set, but I do really like it. It's like an upgraded version of the wind-up toy accessory, which is pretty much the same, but on the wheel. It spins. It's pretty cute. It really matches the vibe of the set. I personally like it. And the there's also a magnifying glass, which I really like, how you can hold it normally, then hold it to your face, and again, that would be pretty good for roleplays, especially detective ones, obviously. Like, I like the prizes. Overall, the update was like pretty good. I liked it. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about the farming updates that have happened already, and the future farming updates and updates that we've been talked about. I mean, multipliers and stuff, because I've already made videos on my opinions on that, so they're much more straight to the point. So you should probably watch those instead of that, if that's what you're interested in. Overall, I think 2026 is going to be a good year for Royal High updates, and especially with them suddenly becoming really good at communication. Like, whoever they hired on the Twitter team, the social team, doing a great job. But there's always a lot of backlash to anything they said, but they are very like honest about what's happening. They told us about the multipliers. They gave us like full transparency, and I appreciate that. And they do get a lot of hate, which is unnecessary, and they don't like the Royal High Valk's social team aren't responsible for what actually happens in the game. They're just the messengers. We shouldn't shoot the messengers. We also shouldn't be rude to the devs either, because like, get a life. Okay, so now on to my 2026 predictions. I've already said this before in a video, but I'm going to say it again, because this is the New Year's podcast episode. Okay, so my first prediction is that there will be farming changes and people won't be happy about that. And that came true already, so they're getting rid of the multipliers. People aren't happy about that, rightfully so, but also have hope that this is going to better the economy. If it doesn't, then I'll yap about it. Also, they changed how gaining XP looks. We don't gain diamonds per XP, we now gain diamonds when we level up. Ultimately, this doesn't change the actual amount of diamonds we get, it just changes the way it looks. This is how it always used to be beforehand, so I don't know why people were complaining about that. But I was right about my first prediction, which, you know, it wasn't really a risky prediction. Like, they are all pretty tame. The second prediction is that personal realms, like the dorms, will be banned for minors, will be banned for certain groups of people. In my short, I said for minors. In my full video, I said banned for some people, which I was technically right about that, because I'm not sure if this is how it has always been, but you have to gain a certain level to make these, to make your dorms discoverable. I honestly don't know what the names are, because dorm updates are pretty insignificant to me personally, because I'm ass at making dorms, if I'm honest. but the prediction was that it will be banned for minors, or at least like 13 plus, like the art class. I don't know why the art class is 13 plus. I guess people can't really draw anything, and I have seen some like pretty bad things. Like, I don't mean like anything bad, but I've seen like slurs on the art class board, so like I guess children shouldn't see that. And I know inappropriate things have already been happening with the dorms, so it might become a 13 plus experience. And my final prediction is that a Royal High influencer will be cancelled. Originally that was going to be my only part of the prediction, but that's pretty broad, so I specified for like scamming their viewers through like profit trading. Have you ever seen a Royal High like YouTuber or influencer like showing their deals, like literally showing how they're scamming their viewers? If someone knows who you are, then they are more likely to give you a good deal. Like, you're taking advantage of your most likely younger fan base through trading. So I had a feeling that someone might get cancelled or face backlash, because no one's really been cancelled in the Royal High community to my knowledge, except from B-players, but that's a whole other incident, for scamming or taking advantage of their players through profit trading. I'm not sure if this has happened yet, because I don't really follow anyone who does Royal High content or drama content, because I really can't be asked. But yeah. But also, like I said, not many like Royal High influencers are like getting cancelled for doing like trading and stuff, because it is like a widespread thing that people do. But I have seen a shift in opinion, which is why I have made that as one of my predictions. Prediction 4 is that there'll be new Royal High toy dolls. If you don't know the controversy around toy dolls, basically the company that makes all Roblox toys donates to the IDF, which obviously not a good thing. So if you buy the toys, money goes to the idea. Some of it, not all of it, but still, it's morally, not a good thing to do. So I won't be really happy if they make new toys, especially since they have so many toys that don't have sets yet. I think they have to focus on making those sets, or at least some items to go along with them, before making new toys. And I'm glad, because there was a really big period where the only sets we were getting were toy sets. So you had to pay real life money to get items in the game. It's like, guys, not loving the capitalism. But wait, what can you do, So I hope this one doesn't come true, but think there's a 50-50 chance of it happening. Okay, my 5th prediction, Evening Fall and Glitter Frost will be underwhelming. I'm not saying that there'll be bad updates, like, that's not my point at all. My point is that people expect so much because they're giving us so many updates. Like, there's already been so much. We're 20 days in, a month into 2026. Need to calm down a bit. Because if they give us so much, basically they love bomb us, it's not gonna go well. Because if the Glitter Frost and Halloween updates don't live up to expectations, people are gonna be like, this is so bad. Even though we've been getting pretty solid updates. I don't think the update's gonna be bad, I just think people are gonna be underwhelmed in comparison to the 2025 ones. Because even though the Evening Fall update in 2025 was slow, it still was a big update. If everything came out at the same time, it'd be a very big update. And Glitter Frost was very big. There was just a lot of controversies around the treasure hunt because people really like the advent. I mean, I like the advent too, but we bought the same amount of items pretty much in the end. But I have faith. Again, this is a 50-50 chance thing, because I have faith in the Royal High team to go through with a good update. I just hope it's not too repetitive. Anyways, I actually, to be fair, I think this is a 70% chance of coming true, because the community's mad about everything, if I'm honest. Still, people will always find something to be mad about. Okay, my 6th prediction, there'll be a lore update, and by this I mean like the dungeons, because that was such a big update, especially for me. It did inspire me to make some lore videos, which I do plan to do again, but like I said, I'm going to talk about that stuff later in the podcast. I think there's 25% of it chance of this happening. I just want it to happen. That's the only reason why I posted that. I think they'll stick to updates that appeal to the masses. Not that many people are interested in the Royal High lore like I am, so I don't really think that's gonna happen, but I'll be really happy if it does. But even if a set has a description as historian, which some do, like the Valkyrie set and the Goddess of Triumph set both have stories in their descriptions, then I'm gonna count that as this prediction being right, because that is lore. That is lore. Prediction 7, there'll be no title girl update. Do I believe this? No. I just feel like there won't be a substantial one. Now that I think about it, it'll probably be that there's no flowering season update, because what actually happens there, and I don't expect a big Easter update, which is what flowering season is, because it's not really a big holiday to me personally, but not that that matters in the grand scheme of things. It's a pretty religious time to choose an update, and they do try to be pretty neutral in terms of that. But my point is that when there's no like big holidays, they won't do like a really big update. And also why I said Tidal Glow won't have an update is because last time, because in 2025 that's when we got the Mermaid Tales, and I assume they'd want to do something actually summery for the summer update. So it would be like, they can't add more Mermaid Tales, can they? I mean, they could, but I don't think it's going to be anything special. But if it is, then it probably might be a lore update. Anyways, I think, again, this is like 50-50 chance of happening, because I really don't think that they're going to give us no update at all, but I don't think it's going to be like a big thing. Prediction 8 was more 2x XP weekends, which has already come true in a sense. Well, not yet, but it's going to. Because they're getting rid of the multipliers, so what I think is going to happen is that it's going to be like, they're going to up the amount of XP we get in general by 2 probably after the 2x weekend, because they said that helped them reflect on farming. So I think 2x weekends could be permanent, so we're going to get 2x the amount. And that's why they got rid of multipliers, because otherwise people would be getting like 8x the amount of the normal of what we were getting before, which is absurd. But I don't know. They said that so technically it's right in a way, but we'll see. Okay, prediction 9, there'll be a scaling system. This was a bit of a cheat because they have talked about wanting to make a scaling system, but that doesn't mean that they are going to do that, because they said it's not their priority to fix like mask bodies and everything. So like, again, I think this is like a 50-50, even though they said that they would. I'm just a bit unsure about it, and I'm not sure it'll come this year, and if it does, then especially since they're focusing on like fixing farming, not like fixing outfits and stuff. But I hope it happens eventually. Okay, so prediction 10, this one I kind of just wanted to make a big out there one, which I don't really believe in, but like, since it's the last one I wanted it to be extreme. So it's Campus 4.4, which is not out of the realm of possibility considering we're on Campus 4.3. Think about that. We went to get third campus and we ended up getting this, which, I mean, I've come to terms with it. At first I was like, it felt like my world was ending, which is a bit dramatic, but like, it did feel. But like, yeah, I got used to it. It's just kind of sucks that we lost Campus 4.2, which I thought, like, there was a common consensus that was the peak Campus 4, but what do I know? Hopefully, I just kind of want them to stick to it though. So hopefully they won't change to 4.4, but if they do, I hope 4.4 is 4.2. But that'd be like so random. If they were going to change the campus, they should have changed it back instantly. So I say this is like a 25% chance. I really hope this doesn't happen. Okay, that's the end of my predictions. Now I'm going to talk about the future of my channel in 2026. First, I'm going to talk about live streams. Obviously, I haven't been doing them for a while, but I did do one the other week. My laptop cannot withstand live streaming. Like, it crashes every time, and when I look at the VOD, the footage normally pauses at one moment, which is really annoying because it looks fine on OBS, but it doesn't look fine on YouTube. But now I realize I can live stream straight from my phone, but I'm not going to do this often because it's not like as advanced as OBS. I can only like share my screen and my volume, so I can't mute myself, which is, I like to mute myself, especially like when I'm like ill, which I am like most of the time. So like audio quality pretty bad, but the video doesn't pause, so like it works all the time. So I did do a stream on Fairy Guardians. I am planning to do an episode on Fairy Guardians because I did an episode on the Winx reboot the other day, and I really wanted to include the official Winx Roblox games, since this Dress Up Dispatch is about Dress Up Roblox games. But I didn't have time to, so I am going to do that in a separate thing. I just have to complete that first, so I'm trying to complete that on live stream. But at the moment, I'm stuck on the boss fights. But like, I might start like live streaming like big updates again, but not for long, because like I said, I can't mute myself, and I can't stream for long without hydrating, and that's just kind of gross to do in the mic. So yeah. Okay, so the future of this podcast, it's not going to be about Monsterverse or Mermaid Doll really anymore, because Mermaid Doll not really popular at all, but I do like it. I haven't played it in ages since there was an update really. I do plan to make a lot of lore videos on Mermaid Doll because I realised I haven't done that in ages, and I was like confidently wrong about a few things, and there are a lot of things I hadn't covered, but I feel like they'll have their own individual. There's been so many Royal High updates I haven't really talked about the Mermaid Doll stuff. I do have a bigger audience for my Mermaid Doll, but I do gain more views for my Mermaid Doll like stuff, but there isn't many people who watch my Mermaid Doll stuff who watch my podcast. Also, Monsterverse, I haven't played it in months, like since it came out. I only made this slightly about Monsterverse because it came out just at the time as I was making this podcast, and I thought it'd be cool to like compare the diversity across these games, like how. So I was gonna make an episode on how Royal High underrepresents people, like how there are only like thin body types and mask bodies are broken, and then I was gonna compare that to Monsterverse and Mermaid Doll. But here's the thing: people have a really big problem with people comparing the two. I'm pretty sure Monsterverse is in its decline. I'm not sure if it's like updated ever. I haven't played it in ages. Like, there's not much for me to talk about, and I'm not obsessed with it as I am with Royal High, which I've been playing for years, so yeah. Also, most of my episodes have been on Royal High, like, updates, so, like, it wasn't split, like, evenly between the games. I'm not saying mentioning, like, Monsterverse is out of the question, but, like, you know, it's not really a big topic anymore. Also, the upload schedule for podcasts could be a bit irregular. Originally, I'm thinking, like, every other week, but, like, these take a lot of time for me to edit because I edit the audio first, then I have to like, it's a big thing. It takes me a while to like edit them since I have to like listen through to like normally like 2 hours of me talking. And yeah, which at this point in my life I'm a bit busy, like I'm trying to academically lock in, so I find it a lot easier for me to do like smaller videos on the small updates and my opinions on those. So, and since Royal High has been updating frequently, I've just been talking about small things instead of letting it build up so I could talk about it in a podcast. So like, my bad, I'm just busy. I mean, I don't actually have to post on my update schedule because I don't really have that many like subscribers or anything, it doesn't really matter, but I do it for myself mostly, isn't it? So like, I'll probably be posting up podcast episodes monthly because, like I said, they're quite long, they don't get many views, so it's really not worth me not wasting my time, but like, kind of wasting my time editing this. Now onto lore videos. So I kind of want to go back to making lore videos because I keep on getting so many comments saying I'm so glad that someone's talking about the lore. I'm like it's been like a year since most of my lore videos have come out and they're suddenly getting retention. And I'm not saying I'm doing this for the retention, it's but I just not doing it. I don't want to do them because they get more views. Just that I haven't talked about the Royal High lore like an official video in so long. I mean, I've talked about it like a lot in like live streams and stuff. Since there's been a mermaid, I haven't made anything about the mermaid update, and that was such a big thing for the lore. I haven't really done a big one since Campus 4.3, but I do have a lot of things. I have had a lot of like theories that I've been sitting on. It's just like they're not big enough to share. But there was one that I wanted to post this week, but I ended up like not having enough time, so I just like shared all of the Royal High Guard dialogue, which other people can lore hunt because that's where like half of the lore is. But I am planning to make one video on astrology and what that means in Royal High. One on the location of Royal High if it were in Earth. What mermaids mean obviously after the mermaid update. The like deciphering the meaning of the Goddess of Triumph story in the descriptions of the Goddess of Triumph items, and maybe the Valkyrie one as well, but I've already talked about that in on my theories, but I might go into it in depth. There's just a lot of material I haven't touched yet, and I feel bad for like not making lore videos in a while, especially when it's not really a thing many people talk about, and it's quite unique to yeah. And I do enjoy making them, and I always feel like I've like found out something. It's just that every time I come up with a theory, I have theories, but I get like a bit like insecure that maybe I'm wrong. But it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, so I will try and post more lore videos. They just take longer than opinion videos because I just have to yap, and that's so easy. That's why I've been putting them off. But after I realised it's been like more than a year, it's just, I need to log in. Also, the Glitterfrost Guard dialogue came out in the Glitterfrost season. There wasn't much lore in it, but it was like the more of the we'll keep you safe type of thing. But I didn't realise there was Glitterfrost like dialogue because there wasn't any Everfriend, which is sad, honestly. No, there wasn't any Evening Pool, which is sad because I would really like some spooky ones. I feel like there'd be a lot of lore going on there. But like I said, they're not really focused on the lore, the devs, like they have bigger problems. So yeah. I also plan to make Mermaid Owl lore videos. There's a lot of things I haven't talked about, like the muses, like in depth. I just made like a 30-minute videos on like everything, like very summarized. But I'll try to do individual videos on all the stuff. Especially the trailers, they had a lot of lore, like the Moonlit Air, and what like basically all the updates mean. I haven't really thought about it that much, but I definitely have a lot to say about the Mermaid Owl lore if you're interested. But first, I kind of want to take back the bad theories I made, because I was wrong about a lot of things. But yeah, anyways, into Shards of Harmony. So it's been a year since I announced like Shards of Harmony, which is crazy. To be fair, I knew that a lot of people have tried to do this and it was unsuccessful. Like to make a series with other people, 10 people. I did get a full crew like eventually, but then it was really hard to get time for all of us. Some people stopped replying and everything. So I like resent a casting thing and like one person agreed and one person from the old group agreed. But like I've been like really uninspired and I feel like I haven't talked to people enough. So like it is my fault that hasn't gone ahead. But I hope it does. But the thing is, I don't think I can, like, I feel wrong working on it before I finished my like A-levels. Because I just kind of want to get that out of the way. So like most likely I'm gonna start reworking on it in summer, which I'll be in like a bit of patience, but I do suddenly feel inspired to do stuff again. I am gonna work on getting a cast and I'll try and post some lore shorts. If you want to know more about the series, I have posted like many videos. If you're involved, I'll add the audition form in the in the description. You don't actually have to do anything, it's just like you choose the fairy name pronouns, I guess. Oh, Discord as well, since you can't communicate through Roblox anymore. The plot is like basically there are two groups against each other, the rebels and the rebellious and the righteous. The rebellious are the ice fairies, the fire fairies and the dark fairies. Righteous are the light fairies, the nature fairies, and the water fairies. And the main character is Ivy, who is, despite the name, a ice fairy. And she kind of goes through, I don't want to spoil anything, but she's trying to gain like an artifact to like bring prosperity to her kingdom. All these characters have different kingdoms and there's whole laws to them. So like, if I don't end up making the series, I will definitely just make some shorts about the lore of the different kingdoms and stuff. They're in my head, but I haven't written them down or anything. And I've like fully written out like the first 5 episodes, but like I've written the dialogue, which entails that it's voice acted, which I'm not sure if I could really get that many voice actors. But I have put out a trailer, or a character trailer for Ivy, so that's like the first 1 minute of the episode a while ago, so it's kind of Winx-esque in a way that they have like fairy transformations. That's the only similarity really. But anyways, the righteous, like, I don't want to spoil too much. If you want spoilers, I have like spoiled already in like past content. But anyways, I need a new cast. We've got 3 people already, including myself, out of 6. There's also side characters as well, which I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that, like alt account I guess. But I do suddenly feel inspired to work on this again, so I do hope it works. Because like the last few months I'm like, oh, people are interested, that's good, but like I lost inspiration for it. But I am currently working on making like official playlists for each character so I can like kind of flesh them out. And it made me realize I know some of the characters like personality traits more than others. And I want them all to be like developed characters. It's all female cast. Well, that's like in my head it is. But it can be like the same. They all have like pretty gender neutral names and it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah. Not coming anytime soon, but I'm still working on it. That's all I've got to say about what's coming for 2026. But in summer I will definitely be trying to work on it very, very good. I will lock in. So hopefully more character trailers coming to you soon. And an intro if I'm lucky. But I'm just trying to get those playlists out first. Which made me realize I don't listen to enough like different music. Like I can only think of a few songs for each character, so yeah, that's gonna be interesting. The thing is, the Campus 4.3 made me lose a lot of inspiration because I had to rewrite a lot of scripts because originally my scripts were written for Campus 4.1, then Campus 4.2 came out and there was so much like more like stuff, like places, locations I could go to. Obviously you can still go there if you like turn classes off, if you teleport to the class and turn it off. That's like a lot of work and we'd have to go through like a whole school day for that, and I don't want to be like irritating to anyone who's like involved. So I had to like make a lot of the sets in dorms, and like I said, I'm not good at dorm building, and I also had to rewrite all the scripts. The Campus 4.3 kind of like ruined the inspiration for me because it's a school-based like drama, and Campus 4.3 is quite frankly not a school. But I mean, originally it was meant to be like mixed Campus 3 and Campus 4, because when I originally came up with the plan, Campus 4.1 was out, and I was like, I hope they back out of this. So the plan was Campus 3, but like it's evolved a lot since then. And also there's a lot of new like items and dorms now. Because I made a classroom and now we suddenly have the class board. And now there's the roleplay classroom as well, which is really annoying because like I spent a lot of diamonds making like a shitty classroom just for them to add a roleplay classroom. Like what? But anyways, I do plan to start working on it again, so don't worry too much. So yeah, I know this was a shorter episode, I just had less to talk about. And I'm going to try and talk about like updates in mini videos, just so they're more accessible again, so I'll only talk about like wider topics. Like I am planning to make a farming episode about farming, like in general, but that's most likely going to come out like a few weeks into the new farming update, which is coming out in a month. So yeah, I don't have much else to say. Thanks for watching. This was SL Dispatch. You can find me mostly on YouTube. I upload this podcast to Spotify as well. I also post my shorts on. I have a Twitter account where I just like promote my Twitter account where I talk about what I'm going to be posting next. I don't post on there often, but I'm trying to. And yeah, that's all the shameless plugging. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.